Welcome back to another F Creates podcast, episode number 2. If you missed our first episode, go back to yesterday's podcast and watch the playlist. But today, we are going to be talking about the Padres' victory yesterday against the San Francisco Giants and what you need to know about the NL Wild Card and all that good stuff. So first, let's get into the Padres' victory. Smooth sailing all the way around the boards. Only used 3 pitchers in their
7-0 bullpen game.
In their bullpen game, it was German Marquez getting the bulk start, started in the 5th inning, and rode the way all the way till the end with the easy 7-0 victory. Bradley Rodriguez got the start as he just went an inning, struck out 2 batters, didn't allow a base runner. Yuki Matsui did really good. 3 innings, longest of the season, I believe. I'm not sure about that, but I believe 3 innings. 2 innings has been a lot for him, so 3 innings was a big, tall task, and he handled it really well, only allowing, I believe, 1 base runner. And German Marquez took the rest of the way for the Padres, as we got our first Major League home run by Jace Bowen.
Yep, Padres offense is doing really good. Got 7 runs. Jace Bowen had a home run, his first career home run. He made it in the Western Metal Supply building. What deck was it?
The second deck in the building. And along with just really good offense, good at-bats, Campusano went 3 for 4. He was hot hitting, 3 singles, a lot of barrels, and a couple RBIs, I believe. Ty France, a couple RBIs to go along with that sacrifice fly. And just capped off an easy 7-0 victory as they look to take the next 2 and win this series, which is very crucial for the Padres. As we'll get into deeper of the NL Wild Card, but we'll tell you right now they're only a game back, so stay tuned to how they're finding themselves just a game back. As basically that's the end of the Padres' first game, as that'll bring us to the end of our first segment.
The Padres, now with that's exactly what we need now. Just got to get those 2 more wins because Padres took the series. They swept the Rockies in the 2-game series. And then they're split with the Giants in a 4-gamer. And they're looking to win today and win tomorrow so they can probably overcome the team that we will get to after the break upcoming.
And our goal is 5 out of 6 games. We need 5 out of 6 games. Winning them, we've already lost the 1, so it'd be really nice for us to win today and tomorrow. This game today starts at 5:40. Walker Buehler has the mound, and a big trade piece for the Giants on the mound. Tyler Mahle is on the mound. He is another big trade rumor. There's a lot on the Giants. They're sellers for sure. As we saw Luis Ariz and Heliot Ramos come out of the game early in the 7th inning, not knowing why, but they just assumed since it was a big lead for them that they had no chance of coming back, so they pulled them early. No other thoughts. Maybe it was because they may have been traded to another team, but that was not the case, as we heard from Tony Vitello, the manager of the Giants, earlier today, that was not the case, as Luis Ariz and Heliot Ramos have been trade rumors around the league, but that was not the case. All right. Now, we'll take a break and come back at the start of our second segment.
See ya.
Welcome back to our second segment. Now we are going to check into our NL Wild Card statistics. Still, the Cubs have that top spot as they lost, though, yesterday against the New York Yankees. It was a shutout, but still they're in the top spot by 5 games. In the Arizona Diamondbacks, they won yesterday against the Cleveland Guardians. But the big story is how we got to be under a game within the NL Wild Card is because of the Philadelphia Phillies. Oh boy, they have been struggling mightily lately. They are now moving to a record of 57 and 53, and the Padres have fought themselves back to within a game of that NL Wild Card, losing another heartbreaker against the Baltimore Orioles, who are in contentions of possibly a wild card, but not really high there for Baltimore, as we'll check in around the league later, but stay tuned to that. But really, the Phillies have been struggling really lately. We told you yesterday that the Philadelphia Phillies have swept the season series against the San Diego Padres, so if there came down to any tiebreakers, it's easily going to the Phillies, and if that comes down to it in the final wild card spot.
So Padres really, they do not want a tiebreaker with the Phillies because they are not going to make the playoffs in that case, and it would be a very disappointing season. I mean, at the start of the season, we weren't really projected to be as good as anything that we have been, but we still are always a playoff contender. So we need to have a good team so we can get there. And I feel like we could do something big this year.
And there will be a 4-game series against the Diamondbacks, so that could change everything after this series against the Giants. It will be in Arizona, but a 4-gamer, which is a lot of games during next week, mainly throughout. The teams trailing the Padres, the Miami Marlins, they won yesterday. They're a game over 500. However, they have made themselves clear that they are willing to trade away pieces and be sellers at the deadline when they're only a game and a half back now of the NL wild card. The Pirates lost another heartbreaker with Paul Skeens only going 4 innings in their loss yesterday against the Cincinnati Reds. Gave up, I believe, 5 earned runs. Did strike out 7, but walked, I believe, a total of 4 batters, which is no bueno, as they lost yesterday 8-7 against the Reds. The Nationals also lost yesterday against the Atlanta Braves, another tight game for them.
So those two teams are now under 500. The Pirates and the Nationals, both 55 and 56. So they're starting to slow it down. Both of them are. I'm pretty sure they're buyers at the deadline, and the Pirates and the Nationals. But the Marlins are also they're better than those two teams, but they are sellers at the deadline, which maybe that'll change. We don't really know yet, but it looks like the Marlins, they are going to be sellers.
So right now it is looking really good for these Padres, and for the teams that are trailing them. The Nationals, they have played 2 tight games against the Atlanta Braves. They lost a tight one in Game 1, lost another one in Game 2. But really, there's nothing else to put it other than the Padres are sitting good. Wouldn't really say sitting good yet until they're in that wild card race. But, hey, Padres right now looking good. They need to win these next 2 as we head into the trade deadline. First day of August, got to win this one first. Now, stay tuned for our 3rd segment, where we'll be looking into the Padres' statistics, or not statistics, but
overall season for the Padres. So we will be right back after this break.
Welcome back to our 3rd and final 3rd segment to make us to the 4th segment. But right now we're going to talk about, as promised, as we said at the final of our 2nd segment, of the San Diego Padres season and how they've been handling themselves to get to this point in the year. So, if you haven't been following the Padres all year, and you're just starting to watch them now, we'll give you a brief little recap of how the Padres season has gone, and it, to just say the least, has been a roller coaster ride as of late. They have been losing and winning, losing, winning, losing, winning. Right now, they're on a good little stretch right now where they've won 6 of their last 7 games, and at the start of the season, they looked really hot.
Well, actually, no, they were, pretty slow, honestly, and then they got hot in, that mid-start.
Yeah, mid-start, they got really hot, 10 games over. The stretch of in May, I believe May the 19th, they had where the Padres actually had. They were in first place in the National League West, a half game above the Dodgers for 1 day. But that's saying something when the Padres going against teams like the Dodgers. But that quickly has been erased, and the NL West has not been as competitive as it has been, as we might have thought it would have been to start the season. That's not the case. The Dodgers did lose yesterday. We did forget about that.
Yeah, that was not good. The loss against the Red Sox, Don Rafael hit an absolute nuke against them. think it was pretty sure it was like over 430 something feet. Ohtani did hit a home run, but no one cares. Yeah, because they lost. I mean, pretty sure all those Dodger fans are crying. But hey, we're not the Dodger fans, so.
Alright, back to the Padres. They had, and deeper into their players, Manny Machado, really rough stretch. Really rough stretch. One of the worst averages in the league for qualified players with a minimum of 100
Pretty bad.
100 plate appearances. Was well below 200 average, fighting that Mendoza line all year. He's finally crawled back over that and has been on a tear as of late. In the month of July, couldn't have been better for the Padres.
Always, Manny Machado's really hot in that month of July. He is hitting bombs, home runs after home runs. I think he's up to near 25 now. Manny's been raking. He's pretty sure he's almost at 220 now. Pretty close, above 210 now in the average. So Manny's looking good. Tatis is looking really good, batting over 280. And also Luis Rengifo, he's been a big factor for the Padres.
Good pickup, by the way, and I believe early July, late June for the Padres. Really good, with a near 400 average in the time with the Padres, and now batting in the second spot, which nobody had that on their bingo card, with Rengifo batting in the second spot. Good little switch-hitting hitter, and a really tough at-bat for opposing pitchers, and good to see him succeed in the big league level.
Merrill, too, has been doing really good. He one of the hottest players in July. He could be a July spotlight.
Offense starting to come alive for the Padres. Lately, along with Ty France.
Ty France has been really hot. He got 2 RBI double in the game last night. And then Padres, their offense was really, really bad for the whole length of the season. I mean, in that one kind of hot stretch, their offense was, they're all right, but their pitching was what carried. And then now they're starting to do really good with the offense, and their pitching is also starting to do pretty good again. And that's why the Padres are winning.
And the Padres have been with good at-bats lately, as we saw Campusano, the commentary crew was really reluctant on Campusano's ABs. 3 out of 4 with 3 singles, couple RBIs for Campy.
Campusano been a really good hitting catcher.
And just these at-bats that the Padres have been taking has taken us to this point. Pitching probably needs to step up, that's no question that the Padres do need to get starting pitching at the deadline, which we've saw a lot of players that the Padres are looking into as of late from other teams that are willing to sell, and pitchers that aren't worth a whole lot. So you never know what the Padres are going to do upcoming this trade deadline. You never know what A.J. Preller is thinking of doing. As we are wrapping up this third segment, our fourth segment will bring you around the league as we take a look at all of our MLB teams around all 30. Very brief. We won't get too deep into one team as we step aside for our final break.
See ya.
Welcome back to our fourth and final segment. Now we're going to take a look at around the league as we start off with the Arizona Diamondbacks, as they have been on a heater lately, one of the hottest teams in baseball, and really setting themselves up into a good position to be in the playoffs, as now they are not the last team in that wild card spot. Now the Phillies, who we'll get into them, but the Diamondbacks, and now we check in with the Athletics, who have also been, they've been struggling really lately and are probably going to be sellers at the deadline.
Athletics?
Yeah. The Atlanta Braves are our next team, and they have been as hot as ever. Winning the first 2 against the Nationals, they will be for sure buyers at the deadline. Baltimore Orioles They did win against the Phillies yesterday. They're kind of just below. They still have the sub 500 record, but we'll see what they do at the deadline. Boston Red Sox, oh boy. They are for sure the hottest team in baseball. Winning 13 of their last 14 games on the road. They had that 15-game franchise-tying win streak that got snapped to the Baltimore Orioles. But really, all pitching, offense, hitting, coming together for the Red Sox.
Good for the Sox.
As now we check in with the Chicago Cubs, who have been really hot as well, as they lead the National League wild card, as they, I believe, 5 games back of the NL Central to the Milwaukee Brewers.
And they did get the loss against the Yanks last game, but they're still well ahead of a lot of teams losing, except for the Padres. They got a good win, and the Diamondbacks got a win.
Chicago White Sox, their hitting has been really good. They split the 4-game series against the New York Yankees. They had 3 of their 20-plus home run hitters yesterday. They all homered in their win against Tampa Bay. Munetaka Murakami,
right
Miguel Vargas, Colson Montgomery, all hitting home runs against Nick Martinez, who has had a really good year, former Padre.
A couple of those home runs off of a catwalk in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, four total home runs off Nick Martinez in a 6-1 final. Cincinnati Reds, they've been helping us out big time, taking the first 2 games against the Pittsburgh Pirates. But they are going to be sellers at the deadline.
Because if they're not winning against the teams that are the Padres competitors, they're losing. So it's also what we need, because they're kind of in playoff contention still. So
as we check in with Cleveland Guardians, they are in second place of their division, followed by that Chicago White Sox, and they are settled nicely in the wild card series, so no harm, no foul there. Colorado Rockies, a better year last year with their new manager, Lauren Schaefer.
You mean a better year this year, better than last year?
Oh, yeah, this year. But still, we'll see what they'll do. Probably going to be sellers at the deadline. Detroit Tigers, a really rough year for them, most likely going to be losing Tarek Skubal after a very rough loss, and I mean in the deepest of ways for Detroit.
Yeah, because
really rough loss, losing a 7-0 lead to the Orioles, who looked terrible in those first 6 innings, and then awoken to win that game 10-9 in extras.
Tigers were projected to maybe even go to the World Series this year. I mean, it was definitely they were going to be in the playoffs. Nobody ever expected them to be this bad. They're not good.
Houston Astros, good, not great this year. Kansas City Royals, gonna be for sure sellers at the deadline. Oh yeah,
Jordan. Really good. Probably the MVP of the American League, batting if not 300, really close. And home runs, leads the league in home runs now, overcame Kyle Schwarber a couple of days ago. So, yeah.
The Royals losing Bobby Witt Jr. and not looking good. They'll be sellers at the deadline. The Anaheim Angels, also not a good season for them in there. I believe it's Kurt Suzuki's first year. Yeah, Kurt Suzuki, the helm of that squad. Not a good first year. The Dodgers, well, we already know about them. The Miami Marlins, it's been a very questionable year for them. Do they sell? Do they buy? Kind of like the San Diego Padres. And for some reason, they chose to be sellers. Although a big win yesterday against the Mets, but they already made themselves clear.
Otto Lopez, probably one of the best hitters in the National League.
And he is up. The players looking in for him, mainly the New York Yankees, as they're around basically all the trade
I would not like to see it. I mean, it's good that Otto Lopez is not out of the National League and that the Dodgers won't get him, but I don't want him to be on the Yankees. I'd rather him be on the Rays or the White Sox, some team that, I'm glad that they're doing good,
Milwaukee Brewers, a really good year for them. They're the second best.
No, I think they're actually tied with the Dodgers right now.
Either that, but yeah, really good MLB record for them. Mizorowski's carrying and shoving every time he gets. Minnesota Twins, a very surprising year for them. They are only a game back of the NL wild card, I believe, or AL wild card. Last time I checked, that crazy game against the Kansas City Royals where they were down 3-0, bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 strikes. This all started with 2 outs, and then Cody Clemens got that, what they call ultimate grand slam, where that wins the game for them. 4-3 walk-off fashion. That was crazy. New York Mets, a very, very disappointing year for them. Juan Soto on the IL, bunch with others, and they are going to be for sure sellers at the deadline. New York Yankees are ready to buy. It's been kind of a mediocre stretch with them, with Aaron Judge probably going to come back maybe in late September from what some people are saying, but they have been kind of near 500 when Aaron Judge hasn't been playing.
The Phillies, they have been off and on like the Padres too. Started off not good, and then they got hot. Kyle Schwarber started doing really, really good for them. All of their players started coming through, but now, man, they are not doing good. Trey Turner making so many errors after errors after errors, leads the league in errors, and just disappointing for the Phillies. They're disappointing, that's all I can say.
Pittsburgh Pirates dropping the first 2 against the Reds, which hurts a lot for them. Helps out the Padres big time, but hurts for them as they look to claw back into the wild card standing. San Diego Padres, we already kind of told you a lot about them off and on, but they are back supposedly and look to win these next 2 games against these San Francisco Giants, which very frustrating year for them. They are going to sell at the deadline, and the big question is, will the Padres get Luis Arraez?
Yeah, Luis Arraez leads the MLB in batting average. Looks really good with that average. He's batting, I think, pretty close to 330. Got robbed by Jackson Merrill last night on a would have been a double, maybe more. Never really know.
Seattle Mariners, another kind of frustrating, wouldn't say disappointing year for them. There are a couple games under 500, but still they're in a really bad AL West, so they look to still be in line for the division. As the St. Louis Cardinals, I believe they dropped 3 out of 4 against the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, St. Louis Cardinals now were very
games under
very
500.
Hot. Now they're a couple games under 500 now, slowing down, and just not really what the Cardinals expected. They expected to keep it going, keep it rolling, but they just started taking it easy, and then the other team took advantage of it.
The Tampa Bay Rays, really good. Very good trio for them. Junior Caminero, Jonathan Aranda, and Yandy Diaz. Along with one of the best starting pitching staffs in the American League, and not only the American League, but MLB, as they are also in the midst of trying to get Tarek Skubal.
I would like to see Junior Caminero on the Padres. Not going to happen, but that would be pretty cool.
Texas Rangers, they are also in the midst of trying to take the AL West in that pretty bad American League West.
First place currently.
Yep, as the Toronto Blue Jays, very frustrating year for them. Just can't get something going. As Dylan Cease has been really good for them, but he only starts 1 game out of 5, and they haven't been winning those. They did win against the Cardinals yesterday, which helped out the Padres.
The Cardinals, back to them, they're not doing very good.
And the last and final team we'll be talking about have been the Washington Nationals. One of the best offensive teams in baseball, but one of the worst pitching teams in baseball. They already kind of made one move as they picked up Connolly early from the Boston Red Sox, the left-hander, young lefty. But I don't think he'll be the answer for that pitching staff, which has been horrid for them. But other than that, very good team. Couple games under 500. As Padres hope to keep seeing them losing games, dropping out. C.J. Abrams and James Wood can't really say career years because they're just breaking into the big leagues, but really, really outstanding years, all-star caliber for sure years for those two. As that'll wrap up our 4th segment. So
Yep.
We will be signing off here, as we hope you enjoyed our 2nd episode of our 1st season of Ev Creates podcast Thank you for watching. Make sure you click that subscribe button and like this episode.
Turn on those notifications. Trust me, it really helps. Any new videos that you get, you always get that update on your whatever device you have, your TV, your phone, your Apple, your iPad. Sorry, just helps.
Just go Padres. Hopefully we win these next two. All right, see ya.